Well, we always say that 1 year in politics is such a long time because politics is a game with a lot of dynamics, and the 2027 elections is probably going to be a very interesting political period, or rather elections to really watch in the history of Kenya. When President William Ruto took power in 2022, it almost seemed like 2027 was going to be a walk in the park, like it was seemingly a one game even before it was played. But as they always say that politics has a lot of dynamics, and it's really turning out to be true that in 2027 it's not really easy as we thought for the current president, William Ruto, in that there's a lot of divisions and cracks coming from the mountain, which gave him a significant vote block in 2022 elections. And there is a scenario that is probably going to take shape. Currently, as you watch the unfolding of events within the ruling party or coalition, that is Kenya Kwanza, we're seeing that the president is really keen on mentoring Musalia, or rather working closely with Musalia as compared to his current deputy Rigathi Gachagua. And it's very possible that in 2027, William Ruto is going to drop Rigathi Gachagua for Musalia Mudavadi as the running mate. And we're also seeing the close working relationship that is shaping up between President Ruto and the former PM Raila Amolo Odinga. Some could say it's because of the AU job that Raila is seeking. But I think there are deals that have been made under tables, and that seemingly Raila Amolo Odinga has agreed, though not publicly, but seems like he has agreed to support President William Ruto's bid in 2027. And so Ruto is looking forward to having a block of the Rift Valley and Western and Nyanza together as regional blocks towards 2027 elections. And this is a huge setback on the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who is also really keen on succeeding Ruto in 2032. But I think William Ruto would want to make Musalia Mudavadi president before Rigathi Gachagua. If you ask me, Rigathi Gachagua was picked as a result of ensuring that the Mount Kenya bloc was well behind William Ruto. He was not William Ruto's choice from the heart, but he had to do that so that Mount Kenya would feel that they are part of the government, and so that they would come out in large numbers to make their voices heard and count. And so for that matter, William Ruto is looking beyond Rigathi Gachagua in 2027, and is really keen on working with the Musalia Mudavadi as the running mate, and also with the backing of Raila Amolo Odinga. And that is to mean the Western and the Western and the Nyanza voting blocks would probably rally behind William Ruto. So if Rigathi Gachagua wants to remain politically relevant, because there's also an idea that William Ruto is going to sponsor a candidate from the mountain to run for presidency, and he will make him look very popular. I think the same thing that was done to Matiba way back by President Moi, that is a card that William Ruto is really keen on playing in the mountain. So probably a candidate will come up who is not Rigathi Gachagua, a candidate who will be made by the state to look very popular, and he will be funded so that the Mount Kenya bloc is divided. because Ruto no longer needs the mountain vote to remain in power. So he will use a divisive tactic in that he will bring a candidate who will be sponsored by the state, and he will be made to look very popular. And from that point, he will succeed in breaking the mountain block. So if Gachagua also wants to remain relevant, and this is now the time for him to look for partners. And I think the best partner that he could get currently to work with in 2027, he has to talk to His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, bring him on board as a presidential candidate, sell him to the mountain, and then he has to agree to deputize him in 2027 general election. With Kalonzo coming on board and Gachagua selling him to the mountain, probably if Ruto's plan of bringing another candidate from the mountain doesn't really work, then this is an idea that the people of the mountain can buy, because the Kamba community and the Kikuyu community don't have major differences politically. Even historically, they have not had major differences in politics. So Kalonzo Musyoka will be an easy to sell candidate for the mountain people. So that would be a real challenge if Gachagua manages to rally the voting bloc of the mountain behind Kalonzo Musyoka, together with the Ukambani votes. And again, Wiper has some serious inroads in the coast and other parts of the country. Part of Nairobi, we have some areas that the Wiper party is dominant. So we believe that, I believe as a person that in 2027, if we have Ruto Musalia Odinga axis, and on the other side we have Kalonzo Gachagua, and maybe probably one strong candidate from the coast as part of the coalition member, would probably act in the capacity of Prime Cabinet Secretary. I believe that it would be a good run, and this would really destabilize Ruto's coalition, because if you look at the numbers, the mountain numbers together with the eastern, that is Ukambani numbers, and partly coast and other parts of the country, and then also on the other side you look at the Rift Valley, the Western and the Nyanza block, it would be a tough political contest, and it is a contest that would maybe spill into a runoff. So Gachagua has no other option other than to bring Kalonzo Musyoka to work with him, and Kalonzo is coming in as in the capacity of a presidential candidate, deputized by Rigathi Gachagua, and probably look for another coalition partner from the coast, and then that would make Rigathi Gachagua remain relevant politically, and this will also make Kalonzo Musyoka a formidable force, because the mountain population is huge, and if they agree to work and vote in one block, and then President William Ruto will have it very rough getting into power again in 2027. So if it spills to a runoff, then there are going to be more negotiations, and probably going to be a very, very difficult contest in my view. And so those options are there for both Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto. But I think William Ruto, being a seasoned politician, he knows, probably knows what he's doing. I don't know, I don't want to speculate, but Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka must rise up to also make a statement politically, to ensure that this regime that we have currently is not going to get back to power again in 2027. We really need a change of that, because we've seen this regime is so full of chest thumping and not being so mindful of the people who put them to power. And as a liberal citizen, I would want to see a change in the leadership of the country, and that leadership would probably come through His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka. So he should make friendship with the mountain, and then Gachagua should do an extra job of really making sure that he convinces the people from the mountain to back Kalonzo Musyoka for the top job in 2027. That is a coalition that would really work and work out and put a stop to the current regime, because we've seen that they do not have empathy for Kenyans, and they do not think about the common man. The taxes are being extra, and life is already unbearable. We cannot keep on bringing more taxes every financial year. We bring more taxes, and so this is a point where we really need to think outside the box and see a possible change in the leadership of the country. And so I really want to persuade His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka to think in this line, and they should start as early as now, because we're seeing a lot of simmering differences across the country, and any alternative candidate to Ruto would probably carry the day. If not, would be a worthy opponent in the year 2027 elections. Now, that's my take.